Hey everyone, Akbar aka Gordon Chesapeake here. So this is our first tutorial. I'm going to set up a boilerplate which you guys can use in any project that you do with React Native. And this is with Expo, TypeScript and Tailwind CSS. So a very good starting point in any project that you want to work on. So over here I am on the React Native website. If you go under workflow, there is this section using TypeScript that you'll land here. If you click on, since we are starting from scratch, it's just gonna be one simple command here. You're just gonna copy it. Obviously for this command to run, you need to have Node.js installed on your machine. No matter you're on a Mac OS or Windows, the process is going to be exactly the same. So you can follow what I'm doing here either on your Mac or your Windows machine. So here I have a terminal open. I've already navigated to the folder that I want to create my project, and so I'm going to paste the command here and then just click enter. We're going to choose a template. Obviously we want TypeScript, so I'm going to use blank TypeScript and hit enter. What is your app name? So you can give any name you want. Good practice here is to use Pascal cases. So you'll have, for example, React Native journey. As you can see, every word has is capitalized, so that's kind of like Pascal case. And then you can also do the same. Don't use especially spaces in the name of the app, so it might actually throw some errors there. And then you can just hit enter and wait for the application for the files and folders to be created on your folder. Alright, so for me it took like 20 seconds and you'll see that the project is ready. If you get any errors, you probably want to make sure that your folder name that you selected was okay, and also maybe try another folder, or obviously make sure that you have Node.js installed on your machine. But if there's any other problem, just comment below in the comment box under this video, and I should be able to help you guys. So as you can see here, there are some commands that we will be using to run this project, so we'll get back to that later. But right now we are going to navigate to the folder, and then I'm going to open it in Visual Studio Code, which is the code editor that I have. You might be using some other code editors, so feel free to open the folder in there. And then I'm going to open a new terminal as well. We have the boilerplate with TypeScript here, so you'll see we have our app.tsx file which has the entry point, which is the entry point for this application, and the other files that come with this application. Our package.json file with our packages. You can see we have Expo 50 SDK, so this is important. We'll come back to this later. And we have also React and React 18 and React Native 73. We have our tsconfig file, and also our app.json file, which will be used for building the app, kind of like making it ready for publishing to Apple App Store and Google Play Store. And then we have also this babel.config file that we'll also come back to later. So we have the TypeScript boilerplate ready. Now we need to add the Tailwind CSS, and for that we're going to use this NativeWind package. So nativewind.dev is where the documentation for this library is. Right now they have this v2, which is kind of the current stable version, but they have this v4 coming up soon. So I'm actually going to click here and use the documentation for the v4 because that already works. So in the future when you come here, you probably will see this as the current stable version of this. So I'm gonna go to this getting started with React Native section, and we're gonna follow these steps. Since we are using Expo, the first step is to install these packages. So I'm gonna copy the whole line over here, and in the terminal I'm going to paste and hit enter. This should install NativeWind, React Native, Reanimated, and Tailwind CSS for me, and that is done. So I should be able to see those in my dependencies in package.json file. Step 2, well, we don't need to do pod install because we're using Expo, and we don't need to do that. For the Tailwind CSS, the config file, we need to copy npx tailwind css in it, and then we'll just paste it here, enter, and that's gonna create this config.js file. We're gonna go and grab this whole code over here and then replace what we have with that code. The one thing that we need to fix is this section for the content. Right now we only have this app.tsx file, which is in the root directory, so I'm gonna make sure that I will fix this later on. When you have different like components folder, etc., you will be adding those also as elements in this array of content, so nothing complicated there. We need to create a global CSS file, so I'm going to create a new file in this root directory. You can put it anywhere you want. You can have a styles folder, but since we are planning to use Tailwind CSS, so we probably don't need to have like any other style sheet files, specifically like a CSS file. So we will just put it in the root directory, and then I'm going to copy these 3 lines over here and add the Tailwind CSS kind of components to that global.css file. Copy that, and then the next step is to update our Babel config file. Like I mentioned before, in the package.json, we saw that our Expo version is 50, so we're gonna use Expo SDK 50 plus. I'm gonna copy this whole thing here, and then go to the Babel file, and then replace this with what we have, and then save this. We're almost there. A few more steps. We need to also modify our metro.config.js, but we don't actually have that file yet, so we're gonna have to create that metro.config.js, and then over here we're gonna just copy this whole thing and add it in this file. Here, if you had put your global CSS file in another folder, make sure that you have the correct relative direction over here so that you're pointing to the right file. But since we have it under the root directory, we're good. And then this step, we need to import this in our entry point, which is app.tsx file. So I'm going to import that over here. Again, this is relative path, so you have to make sure that's pointing to the right place. For us, this is fine. And then This step we need to, since it's Expo only and we are using Expo, we need to also fix this. This is for web. We're not gonna focus on web, but just so that we followed all the steps, I'm going to open app.json file, and under this web object over here, I'm gonna add that little one line code as well. And so with that, we have only one more step left. Since we are using TypeScript, I'm going to click on this, and then it's telling us that we need to create this TypeScript file over here. So I'm gonna create a new file, paste the name over here, so it has to exactly have this name, and then we're gonna copy this / directive, refreshing the type, and make sure you include all the slashes, that's important, and then we're gonna save this. And with that, we've gone through all the process, and now we are ready to run the application. So I'm gonna clear the terminal. In the package.json, you saw that we have the script section here, and npm start is basically what we need to do to start our application. So I'm gonna do that. Now with Expo, one of the good things that we get is no matter on what machine you are, you can actually download the Expo Go app and then scan this QR code, and then you'll be able to preview the app on your phone. If you have Mac OS, you can also open iOS simulator, and otherwise you can use an Android simulator as well if needed. By pressing A or I, you can open those, but we're gonna stick with the Expo Go app. So I'm going to scan this on my iPhone, and then we'll take it from there. So since I'm on iPhone, I'm going to open the camera app, and then that's gonna let me scan this, and then I'm going to be able to open this in Expo Go, and then I'll wait for the build to finish. So if you're running it on your iOS or maybe even on an Android with the Expo Go app, you might run into a problem that Tailwind CSS is taking a long time to build. One of the main reasons that this is happening is again because in your directory that you have this app, you might have a folder that has kind of like a weird naming, or like it has a space in it. So for example, right now you can see that the folder structure that I have over here, where I put my React Native journey, goes through this YouTube channel which has a space in it, and that's causing this problem. So what I have to do is I'm going to close this Visual Studio, and then Visual Studio Code, and then I'm going to go and fix this space, remove this space, and then I'll come back and do npm start again. Alright, now I have got rid of the space in that folder, and I'm going to scan the QR code again. I just did npm start, and then as you can see, this time rebuilding is happening really fast, and also happening on my phone. And just as you see, I have the app running on my phone. So here I have this text that says open app.tsx file, which is exactly what I see on the mobile screen. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna test the Tailwind CSS classes. So I'm going to get rid of this style over here, for example, and also we don't need this anymore, and then get rid of this style sheet as well. Make sure you have the Tailwind CSS IntelliSense extension installed on your VS Code. So that's what we're going to use to be able to add the classes easily to these different elements. So for example, for the view class, I'm going to do a class name and then just do a flex one. So if I save it now, you'll see that everything is kind of messed up in the app. So we're gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna do item center here, and then these are all Tailwind CSS classes, and with the IntelliSense extension that we installed, we can see all these autocomplete options. So I have that now. Everything is again in the middle, kind of where it used to be. And then so we can say that our Tailwind CSS is working fine. We can also add some classes to our text over here. For example, make it like super large, 3XL, and also we can like make it centered, text center. So these are just like Tailwind classes. And then we can also do some padding of 4, which is 1 rem, and then you can see that everything's happening in the app as expected. So that's it basically. Just keep in mind with this process that we went through, make sure your folder namings are fine. And so if you see any problem, it's probably because you might have like spaces in the folder names and or just special characters that are not supposed to be there. So my recommendation is don't go too deep into your folder structure. Just like add this application, maybe just if you're on Windows, maybe like C projects folder, or if you're on your Mac, just like on your desktop or somewhere that you don't have to go deep into different folders. So with that being said, this is it. Everything is running fine. If you see any errors, just let me know, add a comment, ask questions in the comment box below. Otherwise, if you liked the video, please make sure to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This is just starting point for this channel. I'm going to make a lot of useful videos for all of you guys. So until next time, see you later.